You know, it's people like you that makes me feel like, you know what, not everything from Nigeria is completely garbage. So
So
you
we are the silver line in that dark cloud. You all see, right? Okay. Something to
yes,
cling
yes,
on to.
yes,
Thank you.
yes, yes.
Yes,
I'm calling from Philadelphia. I'm calling from
yes.
Pennsylvania. You know,
Fantastic.
my
Please,
take on this.
sir.
Let me give my take on this. I really like the previous caller. He had a lot of enthusiasm. He's quite optimistic about Nigeria and the future of Nigeria. Unfortunately, I don't necessarily share the same sentiments. Not at least not entirely. I think Nigeria is a dunner. you know,
I'll
it's
agree.
gone.
It seems that
It's gone.
seeing is
It
believing. There are so many people that would never really believe until they see something. And that something
and
is
that
why we keep showing it to them every day, right? We haven't really
yes,
forgotten,
yes,
man.
yes,
But go on, sir.
yes. And that is the most unfortunate, part of it is that there are people that still hold on to this falsehood. You know, I mean, Nigeria was founded on nothing but just falsehood. It is not a
Got it.
nation. So that's one of
Got
the,
it.
one of my biggest, annoyance when I hear people refer to Nigeria as a nation. No, Ghana is a nation. Nigeria is not. United States is a nation. Angola is a nation. Nigeria is not a nation. At best, it's a franchise. It's a
Well,
British franchise.
that's actually like a straight to the point bullseye sort of a description, right?
Yeah,
It is a
yeah.
business enterprise.
It is a
Unfortunately,
it
we
is
are
a
the commodity.
it, it is yes it is a criminal organization, with a bunch of innocent people that are
Trapped within.
entrapped, innocent, naive, delusional people that are, for the last decades, I mean, at least 60, 70 decades, have been trapped and have yet to realize that. you know let's start off with
Unfortunately.
this pending protest, that is yet to take place. I don't think it's going to be successful. There
Okay.
is nothing about Nigeria or Nigerians that gives me that impression that people would come together, like-minded people will come together and be able to achieve, an agenda successfully. You have way too much sabotage in Nigeria, way too much, and they tend to have the loudest voice. They tend to have the overwhelming, influence on the rest of, the masses. So I think people would come out for the protest. However, it's
That we didn't able
they
to
will
see it
quickly,
through together.
yes, they
I
will
actually
quickly,
understand your what
you
do you
know
call it, your skepticism, right? It's really understandable in this regard, right?
people people
That
people
would
people
they start united and would they stay united to the end? None of us can really predict that.
let's go back in 20, was it 2020 or so, with the
Right,
NSAS.
2020, yeah.
People like to make references, on the
All the
NSAS
time.
as if that is a protest. That is not a protest. That is a block party. That is a block party at best. People
Right.
came out, okay, mostly in Lagos, and they hung around, danced around, ate food. For in less than 48 hours later, they were dispersed because they met some resistance. That is not how you protest. And unfortunately, that
They
was
are
going
saying they've
on.
learned
And I
from
think,
that. Have you heard that? That
I
what
think,
happened to them in
I think,
2020 will not happen. I mean, this time around
but,
without
but, but, but,
you don't believe
but
them?
you have to, if you step out and you have an agenda and you are determined to accomplish that agenda, you have to see it through. You have
Yes.
to be able to take take on whatever comes out of it.
That should be the
Be it
goal.
casualties. If you remember, I think during that same time with the NSARS, there was something else going on. I believe somewhere in Asia. It might be Myanmar, if I'm correct.
Right.
they they had a civil unrest precisely at the same time that lasted well over 2 months.
I know.
And guess what? They are not fighting for basic things like power, good roads. They were fighting for more advanced, they had more advanced grievances. Nigerians are suffering for the most basic of things. And yet, less than 48 hours was enough for them to, for that,
Them dispersed. I know.
I mean, it's ridiculous. It's
Well,
ridiculous.
you know something,
Kenya's.
right? You know something I say
Mhm,
to people like yourself who always have their reservation, no matter how viral the whole thing is going. I respect people like that too, right? But you know something? I was here, okay,
mhm,
when a lot of us didn't really see what later became the political tsunami that is pretty much still causing all of what they are witnessing in Nigeria today, the obedient, right? Nobody really saw
mhm,
them as anything. Yeah,
mhm,
what majority are currently saying, including myself, to make ourselves feel good now is that
mhm.
we knew they were going to be rigged out. But a lot of things that happened or how far they went, majority of us didn't see that coming. Okay.
Yes.
Now, people learn from
Yeah.
things. I've heard them. I mean, the reason why I'm not going to disagree with you is because we are both talking about something that is yet to happen, which means it's
Mhm,
all right for us to use the past experiences to say, oh, we know them. That's how they always make it. The moment this, you know. But yeah,
mhm.
we are now
But
about 3 days away.
no,
So,
you say you were among the people that were a little bit shocked and surprised at how the extent of the political class would have gone
no,
with
I mean, like
the
the way the whole thing was put together, because we saw how it all began, right?
what
This guy
with
became
the
obedient. You know,
judiciary, with
a
the
lot of people were,
INEC.
sorry, go on, sorry.
You mean with the judiciary and the
No, no,
INEC,
no. We've seen all of.
all that?
I never,
Uh-huh.
for once, right, believed
Mm-hmm.
that they would actually put
Oh,
together a
uphold.
political capital, right, to even get
Okay.
a single state
Oh,
declared for Obi. You get that? Like I was
okay.
expecting the
Right.
region to be that much.
Right.
Not
Right.
because they did not have the child. I was expecting to be that much, right? That
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it wouldn't even get a single
Not
state,
even a
right?
state,
Like
not even a local
Kwankwaso.
government. Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the
Yeah.
day, right, they ended up having
Uh,
to force the hand of supposed organize the system that have written the result. You know how they usually do it. It wasn't meant to be this
mm-hmm.
stressful, right? Then they had to
Mm-hmm.
force them to change their own rules in the middle of the game, right? And they messed up so bad. Now that's something I'm like, this protest as well, okay, may actually be something that we are all going to be wrong to comparing
Mm-hmm.
it to what we have seen before. But that we
Mm-hmm.
can't compare it to what we have seen before, so we'll be like ingenious. It's okay to compare it. But at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, it is not totally okay to compare it to. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
We'll wait and
Right.
see.
Right.
You get that?
I don't see it being successful because one,
Okay.
let me say this:
Yep.
the average Nigerian have a little bit of a oppressive trait to them.
Yeah.
Okay,
That.
and justice is not something that is being practiced in Nigeria in any sense at all. And when you have a situation, when you have an environment like that where it seems to be a cesspool of injustice, and lies and falsehood, right, that permeates the
Treachery,
air.
fighting,
This is what you
betrayal, and all
get.
of that.
This is what you get. Nigeria cannot be like Kenya. Nigeria cannot be like all these other countries that protest and achieve something. The reason being, majority of Nigerians don't believe in justice. Majority of Nigerians are oppressive in nature.
In their own.
Okay, so they're gonna be lots of saboteurs in this said
We are
protest. I
already
mean, a
seeing,
man
are we not?
for the
I
last
know.
for over 40 years.
Hmm.
Isn't it amazing that for over 40 years a musician, a visionary, you know, fella sang about suffering and smiling. Just think about that. Over 4 decades.
People are still
And this
saying
person made this
suffering.
person made this song when the conditions wasn't as terrible
I know.
as it is. That tells you a lot that people that are not willing to stand up for justice, right? Eventually they would all be consumed by injustice.
Injustice. Thank you
Nigerian
so much.
Nigerians have been so relaxed, so nonchalant about the injustice that just is that is permeating in the air,
You know what they say? They
for
said that even selective injustice, I'm sorry,
mm-hmm,
selective justice is injustice on its own.
mm-hmm,
But
mm-hmm,
we keep telling ourselves that even if I don't like someone and they are
uh-huh,
suffering injustice, the right thing for me is to speak out, because if I don't, right, and
mm-hmm.
they get away with that, one day it's going to be my turn. Who's going to speak for me, even when I'm being unjustifiably treated? Well, thank you so much, sir, for having this your
Thank you,
voice.
thank
Okay,
you.
I'm going to
Appreciate you,
take
brother.
another one. Thanks a
All right,
lot.
thank you.
You
All
have a
right,
good one, sir, from
you too.
Philadelphia. Beautiful. Yeah. I have another caller again, but there's something, right? Yeah, people are saying that I should check out what's going on. They are destroying MTN offices in some places now. I have seen like two videos. I've seen where they are pulling down the fence. I'm going to collect all of them for later today. And in protest is the beret. You don't know. Nigerian government and their handlers, they are preparing for August 1st when the protest is already kicking off. It has begun already in Nigeria. And slowly but steadily, the momentum is what will lead to the August 1st. I actually thought the whole thing would start by the 31st. But somebody once told us that it was going to start from the 29th of July. And I kept saying it that, in fact, 29th of July, just didn't know where. Now it started from Niger. It has moved to Kano. Empty and short people's, block people's SIM cards, right? And I also heard on this program that they have actually unblocked some numbers. Last, those who are advising Tinubu are those who want to burn down Nigeria. They are those who want to remove him from office. Sure, you get, not the people they are threatening, not the people they are gaslighting. By this evening, you wanna go hear more. Here, hello. Okay, I'll take another one. See, if you are calling Mayegun's Diary Political for the first time and you check your phone that your number has been, your call has been picked, I may pick you up and leave you behind the scene, okay? Mute you. You need to stay that way until you hear hello there from me. Then you can then connect. I'm so sorry. I have another caller though. Hello.
Good morning, good afternoon from here.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Thank you so much for your good work, bringing us to the light. You're showing us everything day by day. I was like, I just left my class just to talk now a little bit because of what the last caller just said. Mayagu, all he said is right, but time changes very fast in Nigeria now.
See?
For the past, yes, for the past let's just call it 11 months of Tinubu, and the last 8 years of Buhari, Nigerians are beginning to understand that the politicians are the one eating and the others are the ones suffering. These guys. I believe him that there's a lot of saboteurs in Nigeria. But one thing is bringing all the evil saboteurs and killers and armed robbers, everything, kidnappers. One thing is bringing everybody together now. One of my friends, they kidnapped the brother last week. And when they said along Abuja Road, they paid 5 million naira. But I didn't believe 5 million
naira.
I
hear you say they kidnapped your brother?
They kidnapped a brother of my friend.
Right.
And the family paid 5 million. They were
for ransom.
Yeah, they paid 5 million along Abuja route. So now I was like, 5 million, are you sure? They said yes, 5 million. They released the guy. Before that Abuja route, once they catch anybody there, it's over 50 million, 100 million. So that means that means the kidnappers are feeling the heat already because they know there's no money. And the guy came out normal because they deal with him a little bit, but not like brutal like before they used to be. So that means everybody is feeling there is no money, there is no food, and the worst is there is no food. No Nigerian will stand there is no food. Like this guy said, there are saboteurs, we believe. But that time, and 40 years ago, Fela sang that song. Like, people can still give you something to eat. You can still look around and see something to eat. Now in Nigeria, people are eating from the dustbin. And Nigerians are hardworking. They know themselves. When they have a good environment, they can produce what they will eat. Nigerians, they don't depend on government because government never give Nigeria anything. But now they've squeezed even that little space Nigerians used to hustle on their own without looking at government. You see, so anything that will make Nigeria to catch fire now, my brother, the last call, I'm telling you, Nigeria is going down. Two things are involved.
Control it, exactly. That's what we are saying. That
how
do you rate success, right? How do you rate success of a protest? For example, I have just seen the news now that Tinubu, as usual, has announced another fake announcement that NNPC should begin to sell crude oil to Dangote in Naira. The question people are not asking is that which crude oil?
Yeah.
Here you get.
Do you know, like
so from what piling up that these guys are trying to see if they can satisfy the people and their anger. Here you get. So they are going to be making some concessions soon, even though if some of them will be fake. Go on, Baba.
And like you said, as they try to suppress this protest or this hunger protest, I'm not calling it, this is not reality protest. This is protest of hunger and aggression and angry, hungry people. You see? So now, yesterday night, I was discussing with somebody. The guy, we are talking about Dangote and all his manipulation long time ago. And I said to the guy, do you know Nigeria doesn't have crude oil anymore? The guy said it's a lie. We are the 6th largest producing crude oil. I said, what are you talking about? I said, do you know why Dangote started talking? Think about it. I said, they promised Dangote, give him every right that he can join the oil field and keep doing all his monopoly into oil. And when Dangote came in, he now saw there's no oil because you remember they told us before about before Dangote started that refinery project. They say they will give Dangote, that time a barrel of oil was $80. They said they will give Dangote a barrel of on 80 naira. People were like, what is going on? That means Dangote is going to sell us the oil, the fuel, very cheap. Later, that's why they lure him into that. So they don't know that Dangote will open his mouth. But when Tinubu came, the hungry and criminal man that want to take all, he now cancel all those agreements Dangote and Buhari made. So now Dangote have no choice than to open up his mouth because they've destroyed him already.
Yeah.
You see, so that was what is going on between Dangote and Tinubu family now because Tinubu, they are greedy. And even they gave Dangote 650,000 that crude oil, Dangote will be quiet. Nobody will know.
No.
You see, so, but if Dangote don't take time, this will be his last time on earth. If he don't take time, because the pressure is too much on him.
They don't say they go give her crude oil for Naira now. NNPC, breaking news. NNPC has been ordered to give Dangote, to sell crude oil to Dangote in Naira. The question is, which crude oil? They are not asking that. People are not asking that. Which crude oil you go sell for Naira? Which one?
The brother that just called now, my last thing, I want to tell him that Nigerians I'm seeing now, and the level of the things going on in Nigeria now, they are no more interested in food. If you give it to them, they will take it, but they will be moving forward. They are no more interested in the government. They are no more interested in the church. They are no more in anything. What they want that country back, and it's going to come blood, but achievement will come later. Thank you, Mayagu.
Thank you so much for that. Okay, I have another caller. This time my plea is to you who is still here with us. If you haven't really paid your own offering is you liking that video. It takes just 2 seconds. Leave the comment section, go under the video part. That's it, 2 seconds and you're back. So here is another caller. Hello there.
My uncle is Aduke.
Aduke. How are you this afternoon?
I'm always pleased to speak with you. Hello to everybody in the Temple House.
It's a pleasure to have you back on. Yeah, thank you. Please.
Okay. The caller before my favorite caller, he kept on referencing that Nigeria is not going to get better. Can we clarify who is these Nigerians? Are we not all Nigerians?
Yeah.
So when you're,
Either
so
by
who when you're,
design or by
when,
our choice or no choice. Mostly not by our choice, but
exact,
yeah. Mhm.
yes. So
Go on.
who are these Nigerians you're talking about? We have to push ourselves into thinking critically. You are a Nigerian. The person that called. How much impact have you made? How much contribution have you made to the change? It's almost like we are brainwashed into thinking the change is going to be done by somebody else. We can't wait. You have to contribute to the change. And I think this is the part that's quite frustrating. This passive, somebody else could do 'em. No, you've got to be involved. You can't be telling us what we should be doing. Kini wonoshe, as my dad would say. It's so disturbing, Uncle Michael. Nigeria has its wahala, but we all have to play our parts. So there's a difference between, okay, Uncle Michael, how you should be calling and saying, okay, Uncle Michael, I cannot see the change. What do you suggest that I do to contribute to this change? How can I partner up with you, Uncle Michael? What are the organizations on ground that are doing things? Can you let me know? Okay, Uncle Michael, I live in Maryland in Lagos. Do you know any organizations who are part of any political communities? Do you know any educational organizations? What can I do?
Hmm.
But we're not getting that. We're getting a lot of this talking to Nigeria. They'll not change. Okay, who is they? Is that not you are Nigerian? So when you're saying they, who are you talking about? Who is they?
Hmm.
Is it the Russian man that's going to come to Nigeria and make a difference? Is it the China man that you're expecting to get involved? I need someone to explain to me. I can't. Maybe I'm too young. I need someone to explain to me. Tani Day, Tani, I want Nigerians. Who are these people? Because you're making this statement, and it's not just this man. And I know he's not done it intentionally. I know he's doing it out of frustration. That's why we have to learn to think critically. Ask yourself, what am I even doing? You sending money to your family is not you making a difference, by the way. That's your personal family matter. That has nothing to do with the Constitution of Nigeria. That has nothing to do with policy change. That's your own family matter. How are you being involved in your community? You live in America, you live in the UK.
Oh, I think we are beginning to have a network issue there. I Okay. I think we lost Aduke. Yes. So for context, I have another caller, but I'm going to ask my caller to hang in there. Okay. For context, so those of you here, all of you are born inside this place, probably are hearing Aduke there. Like, what are you doing? Then she kept saying that we are all Nigerians and all of that. Now, for context, except for those of you who have had your, what do you call it, who have had your other citizenship of other countries, which you can boldly say you are an American or you are British, for those of us who have that, okay? There are many of us who, even as much as we would love not to actually be identified as that, but we are still identified as that until that time comes when we go our separate ways. The reason why you are watching this broadcast today is not because you love Nigeria. It is because you want to know what is going on there and why. We still have our own family members, loved ones, and a lot of stuff still trapped in there. And we are being treated as Nigerians. So I want you to remember that as context. So, but behind all of that, okay, we know those of you who have those of us who have totally like disconnected ourselves from Nigeria. But the rest of the world didn't know we have disconnected ourselves. You know that today a drug is in charge of Nigeria. They are destroying the place. You that is living your life jejely somewhere you are going to be held responsible for something you are not part of or any way involved, if something you publicly condemn. Then you get harassed, you get profiled. Why? Because you are a Nigerian. So please always remember that context. Don't let that lost on us. Okay, that doesn't reduce your belief. It doesn't reduce. But what we have today, the reason why we are here or we are where we are today is simply because a contraption that didn't give us any choice or a chance that criminalized what do you call it, your self-rule, and then created identity crisis for a reason. You get that now? So all these identity crisis created, they are all for a reason, just so that you and I can continue to carry the tag of Nigerian, even though some of us don't want to.